Mr. Speaker, I would yield myself 3 minutes.
Gentleman from Michigan is recognized for 3 minutes.
You know, there's not a single person in this chamber watching at home today who has not been touched by some disease in some way. We've all said too many early goodbyes to folks that we hold dear. Families robbed of a parent that will never get to see their child's milestones. A child born without the gift of a future. Every day, countless folks living vibrant lives are delivered unexpected diagnoses, and it's a cycle that repeats itself over and over in every community. Life changes in an instant, and hope just seems out of reach, whether it be Alzheimer's, lupus, MS, cancer, you name it. And no matter where you're from, one thing that binds us all together is that we all want more time with our loved ones. That's why we're here today, because the clock is ticking for patients and their families. Mr. Speaker, I would ask for order in the House.
Gentleman will suspend. The gentleman's correct. The House is not in order. The House will be in order. Members will please take their seats. Members will please remove their conversation from the House floor. The House will be in order. Gentleman from Michigan is recognized.
So, Mr. Speaker, which brings us to 21st century cures in this bill. This bipartisan bill will ensure that our health system can keep pace with incredible advances in science and technology. In cures, we've got a medical innovation game changer that will deliver hope to patients across the country. And we've been here before. In July of 2015, after a series of roundtables, hearings, white papers, public feedback, the House overwhelmingly voted in support of 21st century cures. Sure, we've encountered a number of detours and obstacles along the path to cures, but we've taken great inspiration to those patients who have partnered in this effort to persevere, stay positive, and continue forward to get the job done. Just like my two little Michigan girls, Brooke and Brielle, who are battling SMA, do every day, they muster incredible strength and courage, conquering challenges that most folks will never encounter in a lifetime. So now, 3 years ago, we had an idea that, yes, we could do better. We needed to do something and transform our health and research system to effectively fight disease in this century. Finding cures and boosting research and innovation was absent from any policy to-do list. People didn't seem to care about the gap between biomedical innovation and our regulatory process was widening, or that of the 10,000 known diseases, 7,000 of which are rare, there are treatments for only about 500. We needed to change the conversation and restore urgency, and working together, we have. But first, we listened to more than just Brooke and Brielle, but to Barb and Becky and Lisa, Gino, the Dons, the Betsy's, little Max, our own little Steve Latrette, who all sat in the corner. Virtually everyone here had a story to tell and for folks here to listen to. Science and biomedical innovation have made incredible strides over the last 2 decades. Mapping the human genome, new biomarkers, personal health care apps, each have all offered new opportunities to find new treatment and cures. But the way the FDA and the NIH apply these new innovations to our regulatory process, in fact, has lagged behind. Can I have 2 additional minutes? These agencies and the rules and regs they produce affecting the discovery, development, and delivery of life-saving drugs and devices also desperately need modernization and innovations. They need a game changer, and now we have it. This legislation breaks down the regulatory barriers and expedites the approvals for drugs and devices, coupled with billions more for research. The former head of the NCI and the FDA, Andy Van Eschenbach, who called this the most transformational biomedical legislation in the past 40 years. He's right. But this package is not just about cures. No. It also achieves several additional top-line priorities for our Energy and Commerce Committee, including valuable resources to fight the opioid epidemic, delivering landmark mental health reforms spearheaded by Dr. Tim Murphy to help families in crisis and treat mental illnesses rather than incarceration, This is without a doubt the most important and impactful bill that we'll enact in this Congress. Patients aren't interested in debating the timelines. The failure rates, the size and cost of conducting clinical trials are at an all-time high. They just know that despite the promise of scientific breakthroughs, they can't get the therapy that might save their life. That's why we need this bill. I want to give a special thanks for my many partners, including especially Diana DeGette, not to mention Joe Pitts, Frank Pallone, Tim Murphy, Lamar Alexander, leadership on both sides of the aisle in both chambers, my truly brilliant committee and personal staff led by Gary Andres and Joan Hillebrands, Health Counsel Paul Editel, and of course my wife Amy. We are on the cusp of something special, a once-in-a-generation opportunity to transform how we treat disease. With this vote, we are taking a giant leap on the path to cures. Working together, we will deliver cures now. And I reserve the balance of my time.